What's up?
God, son of a whore.
Okay, hopefully nothing happens where something falls, something breaks, something explodes, a dragon eats my face, water is dumped over my head. Ah! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, welcome to the Hellraiser'S Inn. I'm your host, Hellraiser, and I know it's been like a bajillion years since I've done something, and obviously it's been that long because when I did that intro and, it fell and I said, son of a whore. Well, there's a couple things that happened. One, I actually had hair, I had a beard, I was wearing a CM Punk shirt and hat, I kind of marked out a little bit, and there wasn't a dragon. And there's randomly a dragon. I'm just gonna leave him. Nice dragon. And on this episode of Hellraiser'S Inn, it's going to be my opinions on WWE. Just what has happened with their pay-per-views, the network, which is probably the first thing I talk about, and a few other things. One, the network. Stop shoving it down our throats. We get it. The network is $9.99 a month. Oh my god, it's such a great deal. But what you don't tell people is it's $9.99 a month for 6 months. You get a 6 months contract. So, yeah, you dish out $60. Woo! If you want it for a year, you dish out at $120. Okay. Still a lot cheaper than paying for every friggin' pay-per-view you guys want to do, which is like 20 a year. I'm exaggerating the number, but it feels like it's that much because one after another, there's a paper. We just had SummerSlam and now we got Night of Champions a couple weeks away. It's just like, that's the only reason to really get the network. I mean, yeah, you get to watch all the old footage and stuff, but I have tons and tons of DVDs about old wrestling that I love to watch over and over again. And I mean, yeah, there are some things I watch on the network, that are old that I don't have on DVD or Blu-ray and that I like to watch because a lot of the matches were amazing, but that network is killing you guys. Like, it's killing you so bad that Vince McMahon is no longer a billionaire, he is a millionaire, and he keeps losing money. And on that note, because the network is making WWE lose money, they have to let go of wrestlers. That sucks, because some of the wrestlers they have let go are actually talented, it's just they never really got too much of a push. Or if they got a push, they weren't really doing too much anyways. Like, let's take Alberto Del Rio. He recently got released because of supposed bad conduct. And an article I read, the bad conduct that he did was someone's being extremely racist, and I believe Del Rio bitch slapped somebody. At least that's in my terms. But yeah, supposedly that's bad conduct and whatever. And they released Del Rio, and that kind of sucks. I mean, I wasn't a huge Del Rio fan, but I mean, he brought something in the ring, and he was, you know what, he was a good tactician in the ring, I'll give him that. He was good in ring, he had very good in-ring skill. Sorry, tongue-tied, twisted, just try not to be bothered by that. God. They let go of Brodus Clay, I believe. They let go of a few more wrestlers. They let go of Evan Bourne. I'm sorry, but if you guys are going to have him back in developmental to try to build him back up, to try to bring him back, and then release him, what the hell was the point of building him up? On the plus side of, even though they released a bunch of wrestlers and referees and stuff, they did bring in a few new people, like Canada's own Kevin Steen, which was a very big name in Ring of Honor. Now, if you don't know who that is, go look him up. Actually, I will post a link in the description down below of a Kevin Steen match I have watched that I thought was amazing, and you guys can be your own judge of that. So, WWE Network, it's like this. I mean, with that network, they're taking hits from DVDs and Blu-rays. What's the point even making them anymore if you're just going to put them right on the network anyways? Even if it takes a little bit, people will wait because they're only paying $10 to watch it on the network versus paying like $20 to $40, whether it's a DVD or a Blu-ray. Also, WWE 2K15. I have recently found out something screwed up for PS3 and 360 users. If you buy it on the PS3 or 360, and I could be wrong, I kind of read this article fast, and I mean, I talked to a couple guys at my local GameStop about it, and they filled me in a little bit, but I guess on the PS3 and 360 version of 2K15, there's not going to be a story mode. There's not going to be any type of story mode, I guess. IGN had an article about it. Anyone want to go read it and comment down below and possibly correct me and let me know and everything, that'd be nice. But that kind of sucks. I mean, yeah, cool, they can buy the game for the PS3 and 360 and then, you know, play with their friends or play against the computer, but if there's no real story mode, nothing you can really do, even build a character and bring them through a cool story mode or something, no point in getting on an older system when the next gen is going to have a story mode or creative mode or something, because they said they will have it for the next gen but not for the old gen. Speaking of that, I will be getting 2K15 when it comes out. If anyone wants to challenge me to a match, I have a PS4 and a PS3, but I'll basically be getting for the 4. If you want, I will leave my gamertag in the description below, so you guys can add me on PlayStation, and I'll add you, and we'll play. Now, let's move on from the network, the video games, the DVDs, and how the network is killing WWE. Now on to the pay-per-views. SummerSlam, this past Sunday, was surprisingly really, really good. It was really good, but there were some things that I wanted to happen because they were so good on the past pay-per-views. Like, one, I wish the Usos defended their tag team titles again, because in the last two pay-per-views they defended them amazingly. I thought they were the best matches on the card, especially because last month's pay-per-view they did a 2 out of 3 falls against Luke Harper and Eric Rowan for the tag titles, and that was a phenomenal match. And at Money in the Bank, they had a very sick tag team match against Eric Rowan and Luke Harper, which actually kind of was the best match on the card for Money in the Bank. I'll get to that in a second. It was kind of sad to see that Sheamus did not defend his title. It kind of sucks when WWE doesn't really showcase their titles and makes their champions defend it a lot. It kind of vacates the purpose of the title, and it kind of lessens the value of it. I mean, if I were Sheamus, I'd be kind of pissed that I wasn't defending the title every pay-per-view to show that I'm a fighting champion, but that's just me. So Dolph Ziggler beat The Miz for the Intercontinental title. Good job, Dolph. I'm actually really happy that you won it, because I was mad when The Miz won it at the last pay-per-view in the Battle Royal. I thought that was retarded. I'm sorry, but it was. Ooh, let's give him a little bit of a hype because he just came back and he did a movie and blah, blah, blah. Sorry. No. I'm glad you won it. Kudos. Paige, it was a hard match to watch because I loved them both. But good job to Paige because she won the Diva title back. So she is now a 2-time Divas champion, but I believe that feud is not over. They're both kind of psycho in the head, and this kind of reminds me of the Mickie James Trish Stratus angle, but with the twist of AJ's actually a psycho, and Paige is turning into a psycho, where before Trish Stratus was kind of normal, and Mickie James was like the stalker psycho. So this is going to be kind of a fun angle to watch. God, like I said, US wasn't defended. Intercontinental was won by Dolph. Paige won the Divas. Stephanie McMahon beat Brie Bella because Nikki Bella did a heel turn, which I did not see coming at all. I really thought she was going to stick by her sister and deck Stephanie in the face. Obviously, that did not happen. So now let's see how they push Nikki with this heel turn. I would actually like to see that, just to see a sister feud, to see where it goes. And then maybe down the line, they kick the crap out of Stephanie. I'm sorry, but the Authority needs to get an ass kicking sometimes. And that's what I like. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. Top match of the night. At least one of the three. And they had a lumberjack match. They got the lumberjacks involved. They got the crowd involved. It was just phenomenal. I mean, Seth Rollins won because Kane's a dick and interfered. Didn't want Dean Ambrose to win because that's bad for the Authority. And Seth Rollins hit Dean Ambrose upside the head with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Damn it, Seth Rollins, but it was still a great match from both of you. I loved it. I enjoyed it. Definitely, probably best, top three, number one in my opinion, out of the three that I like. Next is Bray Wyatt versus Chris Jericho, which I thought was a very nice, slow-paced, crazy match because Bray Wyatt showed that he was sicker and that he got the crowd more into him than Jericho, even though it was kind of like at moments there was crazy Jericho chants and then Bray Wyatt chants, but when Bray Wyatt came out and it was dark, everyone had a cell phone out just going, you know, it was kind of nice. It shows that even though he lost to John Cena, it shows that he's getting a push, and it's a good push. So keep going. That was number 2, and I believe Dolph Ziggler was number 3 for me. And Paige and AJ Lee were 4. In my opinion, the worst match of the entire night was John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. It wasn't a wrestling match. It was basically a full-out beat-down UFC fight to me. There were 16 suplexes that Brock Lesnar did to John Cena. It looked like he really messed up John Cena's neck. And as we all know, John Cena has had neck surgery. So it was kind of just... And 2 F5s, and I mean, John Cena took it like a champ. But, God, I mean, is that how you really want to destroy the face of your company that bad? I mean, Jesus, Triple H, what the hell? It's another human being. I mean, damn. That was a violent fight and a half. Well, water's gone. Can't do the LL challenge. Sorry. I'd rather just donate than dump buckets of water on my head. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. That was just kind of the worst match of the night for me. And yeah, Brock Lesnar now the WWE champion, but is he going to be a full-time champion? Is he actually going to be appearing every week and at least doing something or wrestling once, or not just showing up at one pay-per-view and then he skips the next pay-per-view or the next couple pay-per-views then shows up? I mean, that's kind of boring. I mean, when The Rock did that, I mean it's The Rock. He has a bigger popularity, but still, part-time champions are not what WWE needs, in my opinion. They need champions that are going to be there 24/7 and wrestle. It just sucks. And the sucky part is, I love Daniel Bryan, I love CM Punk, but Daniel Bryan's injured. CM Punk left because of medical issues, from what I've read, and he wasn't liking how the creative team was going, and just stuff in general where he got annoyed, especially with Batista winning the Rumble. I mean, part-time wrestlers, no, you shouldn't have them win giant things, you know? especially against people who are here full time. The focus should be on the full-time wrestlers, not the part-timers just to try to make a buck. If you push the full-time wrestlers in a very good, creative way, the money would come in and it would flow. You just have to push the right talent. You're pushing Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose. Alright, you were pushing Dean Ambrose, but I read that he's taking a little bit of time off because I guess he's doing a movie for WWE, I guess. And then you're trying to push Roman Reigns, which Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, I would love to see a match between them and have Roman Reigns take out a lot of his frustrations on Seth Rollins for turning his back on the Shield and beating the crap out of him with a chair. Sorry. But yeah. You just gotta push what talent you have, not try to bring in full-time talent, pay them outrageous sums of money, and just see if it works. Like, I'm afraid what they're gonna do with Sting. Yes, Sting has now officially signed a contract with WWE. I don't know what it entails, but as of right now, it's merchandise. He has a he has a new shirt with WWE, and he's a pre-order if you get 2K15, and you get the original Sting, the light face paint, and he was just old school Sting, not friggin' the Crow Sting, where he's dark, he's gritty, he has a bat, he scares the crap out of you, and appears out of nowhere. So that's going to be fun to play as Sting, but I really want to know what they're going to do with him down the line. Because he may be in his 50s, but he can still wrestle. That's what he did in TNA, and I'll make a point here right now. I will be making my own separate video for TNA and my thoughts and opinions on them. And also, I will be making a video about NEBW and what's happening and my thoughts and opinions on that, and what's with me in that future of NEBW. Well, my future in NEBW. Sorry, like I said, tongue-tied. It's been a long time. So yeah, let's skip back a couple pay-per-views and I'll run down a couple of my favorite matches, or the top matches in my opinion anyways. So like I said, Usos basically were the top match in the last pay-per-view and Money in the Bank. I believe last pay-per-view was Battlegrounds. If I'm wrong, mistake, correct me in the comments. But Usos definitely top two in the last one. Bray Wyatt and Chris Jericho were top in SummerSlam and Battlegrounds. The first Money in the Bank ladder match was probably the best one. And the second one for the heavyweight title was boring to me. Even though Randy Orton bled, I still thought it was boring. Wasn't well thought out. It was kind of like, eh. I think the worst match out of all the pay-per-views I watched so far, and I'm very sorry to say this, because I believe they're talented, is Summer Rae versus Layla, and Fandango was the ref. I'm very sorry if anyone's going to hate me for that, but I thought that was a very boring, rushed match. I think if it was thought out more and had better spots and it wasn't rushed in a minute just to try to get the ending going, it could have been a lot better. And it could have turned out definitely, blah, blah, blah. It's especially what happened afterwards, where I think either the next night or in the weeks to come, Layla and Summer Rae ended up just becoming like this. And the reason behind that is because one of the writers for WWE actually likes watching TNA, which is kind of funny, and he loves the beautiful people. So he thought, oh, let's combine those two, and let's try to do our own version, but Layla and Summer Rae, and let's see what we can do with that. No. And it's sad. You guys have Bo Dallas where you pushed him at one point where I thought he was going to be IC champ at one point because he upsetted Wade Barrett. Knocked him out of a Rumble, beat him fair and square in a match. I really thought he was going to be IC champ and then kind of just forgot about him. Now he's just this believe guy, you know? How I feel about wrestling, you know? It kind of sucks. I just wish if you're going to push a guy, you push him and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, back to the pay-per-views. Yeah, in my opinion, Usos really ran Money in the Bank and Battlegrounds. Chris Jericho and Bray Wyatt ran Battlegrounds also. It was like top 2. And the Fatal 4-Way at Battlegrounds wasn't bad. I liked it. It was still good. I mean, I wish Roman Reigns won, but it was alright. It was still good. Let's see. Was mad about the Battle Royal for the IC Championship. Mad that The Miz won it, but I'm glad Dolph Ziggler won it. Kind of mad that Sheamus hasn't really defended the title much. It sucks. For me, anyways. Because I love to see a fighting champion. If you don't have him fight, it kind of just lowers the value of the championship, like I have said. Extreme Rules and Payback, top 2 matches was John Cena versus Bray Wyatt, both times, and Shield versus Evolution. I believe Shield versus Evolution 2 was better than Part 1, but they were still friggin' amazing matches. Now, I think that kind of wraps it up a little bit. Yeah, actually, that's about does it, I believe. I mean, Monday night was actually really good. Oh my god, I knocked down the dragon. It's okay. I don't want him to bite my face off. He'd be like Skyrim all over again. I'm weird. Leave me alone. You guys love me. So, whatever. So yeah, WWE, try to get your act together. You put on a really good pay-per-view. Now Night of Champions. Let's try to get that extremely good and at least a 9, because SummerSlam was an 8.5, 9 in my opinion. Just make Night of Champions a 9.5 or a 10, or at least within the 8.5 to a 9. Or, I mean, 8.5 to a 10. Whew. Please, just try and do your best. And don't have any titles defended on the pre-show. That is horrible. That is not a way to display a title. You have the titles defended on the actual card, not on the pre-show. It also diminishes the value of the title. Just bad. Bad WWE. Bad. And, if I have one thought for the network, if you could broadcast Raw and SmackDown on it also, because while I'm at work, I kind of miss Raw, and I miss SmackDown sometimes if I'm closing, and I would love to just, at 8 o'clock, when work's kind of quiet, just, oh look, WWE Network, oh my god, Raw's on, oh my god, I actually get to watch it, or at least listen to it, and be like, oh my god, I'm not missing anything. Kind of that's what pisses me off. I have to come home and I missed like an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes of Raw or SmackDown. I'm like, I don't really want to try to catch up on this. I'll catch up on this like the next day or something, and it kind of just sucks. So if you guys can do something about that, maybe even just a radio show where we just listen to the action, that'd be kind of cool too for me. But yeah. That's all I got for right now. I am back on Twitter. I will put my Twitter down below so you can follow me. Instagram, if you want to follow me on Instagram. My gamer tag on PlayStation, so you can challenge me to matches and stuff. And yeah, just comments down below, likes, shares. Please follow me, subscribe. I will be making new videos ASAP. Like I said, I have videos coming this weekend. So please just stay tuned, and thank you for all the fans that have subscribed and been waiting a long time for this. And good night.